Looking back on the history, I never really said I was going to make this video, but I had always planned to. The reason being is that it brought up a couple interesting facts that I wanted to share. I had already commented on the video about these, but this is for you, Damion. Links in the sidebar for those who aren't him.
Boom, pow, bang, doo doo doo.
Okay, well, I've had a few, well, some beers, but what better time to write an impromptu script and make an impromptu video? Anyway, Damion Dunn, A.K.A. Damion Dunn, I mean Damionoo9, made a couple videos back in December where he rapped poems. For the first, a prayer, and the second time, hopeless. Now, while the lyrics to the first video were, the lyrics were great, the video was not so great, the rap was not so great. However, you want to look at it, it was amateur. Not really great at all. No offense, Damion, of course. Then, 6 days later, he tried again. Obviously, due to editing, he put more time into this one. And a lot more effort. And it came out amazing. For a second time, for a second attempt at hip-hop, he killed it. While officially killing it, I feel the need to point out this time an amateur who doesn't promote himself as a rapper. Killing it has a much different meaning than someone who promotes themselves as a hip-hop artist. Anyways, he brought to my attention an important point about rap itself that I already knew, but I didn't feel like pointing out before that time. It's not always about matching beat to lyrics. It's about emphasis being on cue. Now, his first attempt was sloppy, basically reading lyrics over a beat. The emphasis points were all over the place and very random, and just sloppy overall. If you listen to his second attempt though, it sounds a lot, like 10 times better. Not because the lyrics were more heartfelt, because his first attempt was really, it was real, but it's all in the delivery. The fact is, hip-hop is amazing compared to other types of music. You listen, counting beats and bars is important in hip-hop, but the fact remains that hip-hop is one of the only types where you don't always have to match the words to the beats and bars. You can come in before a bar begins as long as your emphasis is on point. Like, your emphasis can be in the middle of a bar as long as it works with the beat. To simplify those who don't understand, a bar basically is 4 beats. Now, dance, techno, electronica music, you can usually count the beats on the bass hits. Boom, 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 etc. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. But with hip-hop and a lot of other types of music, you have to count on the snare, because you got the bass going all over the place. You got boom, 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 boom. But you can always count on the snare going boom, 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 boom. You always got that sound, which is the snare going. So you can, and with the snare you go, the snare is every other beat. So you go boom to boom, which is one beat, and then you got the snare going which is the other beat. It usually counts in 4 beats, and because the bass isn't steady, you count by the snare, which is by there's one Eminem song that always reminds me of this, and I can't hear my snare. Where's my snare? Or whatever, however it goes. Not that that really simplifies things, but that's probably because I've been drinking beer, mouth, etc. Anyways, either way, you might get the point. In hip-hop especially, compared to other types of music, you can come in before a bar starts. So you can come in on a offbeat. So you can come in, like if the bar starts on a snare, you can come in before the snare comes in. As long as it doesn't sound awkward and your emphasized points make sense. I'm really rambling on here a little bit, but the best example I can give of this, probably because I've been listening to his CD for the past 2 weeks, his new CD for the past 2 weeks, which I'm doing a review on, I just haven't got to. But anyways, his best example I can give of this is Ludacris. Excuse me as I light my smoke. Now this is mainly because all through his career, any CD you listen to of his, he has major emphasis points. But to be fair, all good rappers do it. I give props to Damion for getting this on as his second attempt, and only 6 days after his first attempt. Now, the second point that I wanted to get to is that self-expression is always respectable. And this guy's got a lot of self-expressing talent in his artwork. Now, in Hopeless, at the end of the video, he shows a picture that he drew that he's been getting mixed responses on, and he asks the viewers for their opinions. Now, I think he should do more showing his pictures after his videos, because they're really awesome. Hint, hint, Damion. Do more of that. If you want to, I guess. But he said he was getting a lot of mixed reactions, and he was asking for the viewers' opinions. Now, I saw his picture at the end of that video as a form of self-expression. Now, he had shown a picture before that, a couple pictures before that, and they were pictures that he drew. Really good pictures, but they weren't really self-explanatory. Like, they weren't him expressing himself. But this picture that he drew at the end of Hopeless was great, because he's an amazing artist, and even if you can't understand the picture itself, you can see more of a person's feelings from their self-expressions in their pictures or drawings or even videos or whatever else than you can just a regular picture of a dog or cat or whatever else you draw. All in all, this is going to be close to the end of the video. All in all, Damion, as I've said before, Damion, you're a creative genius, and I truly believe that, no matter how drunk I may seem at the time. That's how I feel about you. Keep up the great work on your videos, your artwork, and whatever else you do. Minus your spelling, man. Your spelling needs a little bit of work, but that's alright. Anyways, this is me, and I'm out.
You've been watching this guy and his point of view. Please comment, rate, and subscribe.
And yes, I've Spokey. For those who are subscribed to my other channel, you would see that I quit Spokey, but I haven't yet, and I haven't done a video as to why I haven't yet, but I'll get to that. And no, I didn't edit my script reading, as if it wasn't obvious, I totally went off script. But I did write a script for this, I just didn't read it, and I'm not reading it right now. And yes, I wear the same shirt in a lot of my videos. The reason being is that I work full-time at a factory, and this is my relaxed clothes. So when I come home from work and I do a video, I relax and I wear my relaxed clothes. If you haven't noticed, good. But if you have noticed, then you aren't over it, then you may have more issues than even I have, and more issues than I want to get into. And yes, I can be an asshole, and once again, if you haven't got over it, it's not my problem.